All right. Hey, everybody. Andy Hayes here, founder and creator of Plum Deluxe, here for your August Q&A. So, Jenna, can you hear me via the mic? Hey, Diane. Diane, can you hear me okay? I'm using Kieran's mic today, so I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. That's no good. Diane is not responding favorably. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me now? Okay. Hey everyone, Andy here, founder and creator of Plum Deluxe. Apologies, I was trying to use a new microphone that we have today just to get some better quality since I am here out in nature, aka my backyard. But it doesn't like it seems like it's working. Thank you, Kathy. You can hear me. That's great. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. We are doing our August live Q&A. We do these every month. This one is special because it's Customer Appreciation Month. And so I brought some show and tell related to that. Hello, the Jennifers are here. Jennifer Brown, Jennifer, oh, I'm going to mess your name up. Mastrolangelo. I didn't do a great job with that. Sorry, one of the Jennifers. Hey, Jill. Diane, I said hello to you, but my mic was not working, so hi. Nice to see everyone. Would love to get your questions today. So if you have a question, we have some pre-submitted questions that Jenna gathered on the socials. If you didn't pre-submit a question, that's okay. We'll try to get to as many questions as I have time today. Just put your question in the feed. It would be great and help us out if you put the word question in front of your question so that we can spot it. Before we get started, I do want to make a couple of announcements and share a few things. So this month is Customer Appreciation Month, and this is something that we started, I think it was like 2 years ago, so this is maybe the third one. Hey Joey, great to see you. So this is like the third one, and each year it's gotten a little more sophisticated, but it was just something that we started because rituals and gratitude are two things that are really important to us. And our relationship with you is very important to us. And so it seemed like a great opportunity to take a time of the month every year and acknowledge the people that are the most important to us in our lives, which is you guys, our customers. And so if you go to plumdeluxe.com/love, you can learn all about what's going on this month. It's only the 20th, so we still have some time left to enjoy some of the Customer Appreciation Month shenanigans. So I encourage you, if you haven't checked that out, plumdeluxe.com/love. Also, last Saturday, Kieran and Jenna put on an amazing award show called The Cuppies, which was the first time we've done that this year. Surprised a lot of you with awards that nobody knew that we were going to give out. And it was an amazing event. I mean, I cannot tell Jenna and Kieran publicly enough what a great job that they did putting that show together. So if you missed it, you can actually catch the replay on our Facebook page. So just go to the page and look for videos or events, and you can kind of check that out. And I don't know, Jenna, if you can put the link to it in the feed for folks that may have missed it. It's about an hour show. And I say show. I mean, hey Suzanne, hey Nicole. You know, I'm sitting here in my yard answering questions. I don't know if that counts as a show, but what happened on Saturday was definitely a show. There were awards, there were musical interludes, there was interludes and interviews, all kinds of stuff. So if you missed it, it's really fun, and it would be a great way for you to just meet other people in the community. So if you're new here, you might meet some friendly faces and maybe find some people you have something in common with. But if you've been here for a while too, you might just learn a little more about the faces that you see all the time. I know I learned a few things too that I didn't know. So thank you, Jenna. Jenna's just posted that in the note in the feed. And Sabrina, you're welcome for the tasty tea. Thank you for enjoying our teas. We appreciate it. So I have two things before I start going into questions. One is show and tell, and one's a reminder announcement. So let me do the reminder first. So I wanted to remind everyone, one of our Appreciation Month surprises is we launched our Refer a Friend program. And what that does is you can get a VIP code to give to your friends, and they get a discount on their first order in our shop, and you get a free tea. So it's kind of a two-sided reward type situation. And all you have to do is go into your My Account area on plumdeluxe.com. And so if you haven't created an account, you should, because we've recently revamped that area. It has lots of extra features, a lot of customer service links to help you, navigate things on your own. And that's at plumdeluxe.com/my-account. My account. It's also when you're on the site, it's on the upper right-hand corner to log in, and you get all those features. And Refer a Friend is one of the tabs. And so you don't have to email us or anything to ask for a code. You just log in, and it will generate one for you when you go to that page. So be sure to check it out. I know a lot of you have been asking for that, and we really appreciate everyone sending new friends and family our way. And so we wanted to just share a little more appreciation for you doing that by adding a little incentive. So really excited about that. So that's under My Account. So under Account in the website on the upper right side. So the other thing I wanted to do today, I was asked one of the cues that we had, thank you Misty, you're amazing too. One of the cues we had today was showing you some of the tins. So we launched a bunch of new tins, and we have more coming late October, right? Mostly for the holidays. We have some adorable Christmas ones. But we have a lot of really neat ones up now, and so I wanted to show you some of them today. Hi, Emily. So hopefully this will help you kind of also get a perspective as to the size. And the sizes and the amounts of all the things are on the website. So when you're looking at a tin, if you scroll down, you can see specifics on the tins. But all the ones we have right now are this size right here. And so this one's the watermelon one, which is one of my favorites. And it's just here for the summer. And it's got the watermelon on the top, and it's got watermelon on the sides. So if you have like a beach cottage or kind of a kitschy kitchen, this is like going to be adorable for that sort of thing. And they're easy to open, nice size. They hold 1 to 2 ounces of tea. It depends on the tea, so kind of have to judge. And some of these tins, the first two that I'm going to show you, have like a tea that's naturally paired with the tin, and so this one has the watermelon mint tea paired with it, and so you can get the tea for just $5 when you buy the tin. And that's one of the options right there before you add it to the cart. The other tin that has something similar to that is the little French cat, La Chat Noir, which means the black cat, for those of you who don't speak French. I'm not surprised, Joy, I'm sure that you bought like a case of these when you saw these. So this one is really pretty. Hopefully we can get it. Has a nice reflection to it, and a beautiful top on the. And then this one's kind of the same on all the sides. So this one's super cute, a great gift too. And this one's paired with Brunch in Paris because Parisian theme. And then I brought, excuse me, 2 more. I didn't want to make this the tin show, but if you guys like them, I can bring more next time. This is the Moroccan one, and I brought this one because it's black, But I love that it's got kind of like this shimmer to it when you in the light. I'm not getting it that well on the iPad. You can kind of see these golds turn bluish. Yeah, so they're really kind of neat. This one's super sophisticated, so if you have like kind of a minimalist kitchen, yeah, Sabrina says classy. I would totally use that word too. So if you have like a sophisticated kind of feel in your kitchen, or minimalist, this would look really nice. And you could do 2 or 3 of them and hide the label of the tea on the bottom and nobody would know. That's what I do. And these are all, again, the same kind of size, style. And then I brought one more that's perfect for where I am, which is the garden one. And it's got these kind of crazy, cool, iridescent designs of a garden. So that one is really cool. So if you have somebody who's a gardener or likes plants, this would be a great one to gift for them. So that's 4 of them that I brought today, just to kind of show off the tins a little bit. All the tins are all under teaware and accessories. So I think it's Shop for Tea, teaware and accessories, and they're all in that section. So if you're looking for one, we've had a couple other designs in the past that are currently out of stock. So if you're looking for one and it's not in there, we don't have it right now, unfortunately. So they've been a little hard to find, hard to keep in stock. You guys like the tins, so so that's been a challenge. So I think that is my announcements and show and tell. So I want to go ahead and jump into the questions. So just a reminder, we're doing Q&A today if you just joined us. So if you have a question, just throw it in the feed below. It would help Jenna out greatly if you put the word question in front of your question so we can get to it. But we do have some pre-submitted questions, so I'm going to go do those first. And then I'll see what else we have in the feed. So, first question, what's the best tea for iced sweet tea? That's a good question. So, if you go to plumdeluxe.com/tea shop, or go to the website and click shop for tea, that page shows you all of our teas. And on the top of the grid, if you're on your phone, or on the left side of the grid, if you're on a desktop, there's an option for filters. And so you can pick different filters to narrow down the list of the teas. And this is really great if you're just exploring and you don't have anything specific in mind. But something that comes to mind is on this page, you can click the box that says Great Iced, and so those are teas that we think are Great Iced. It doesn't mean that any other tea not listed under that can't be Great Iced. It just means it's what our faves are. You maybe have totally different. And then you can add in other layers, and so one thing you could try is Great Iced, and then click the word sweet. Sweet is also a filter, and those teas will be just fine if you're adding a little bit of extra sweetener. You could also do Great Iced and fruity. That's always super easy choice. The fruity teas are easy to grate to make sweet. And then last but not least, I would say any of kind of the breakfast blends, so Fog Cutter, which is lemon, Heritage, which is maple, and then House, which is vanilla, and Housewarming, which is creme brulee. This kind of like malty breakfast teas, really simple flavors, do fine as iced sweet tea. So that's my thought. I don't have names on here for some of these questions. But, try. That's the thing. You gotta decide. What we think may not be what you think because we don't have your palate. So you have to try them and see what you think. That's what I got. All right, we got another one here. The $5 tea this month, Summer Breakfast, which is a black tea with grapefruit and some floral notes. I heard was great for cocktails. I have no idea where you heard that from. Just kidding. Do you have any specific recommendations? The thing that comes to mind for me for that tea that I have specifically had myself, Kieran loves to make this tea strongly brewed, cold brew, and add in beer, like an IPA. And that is really nice. I like beer, but it's like pretty heavy for me. It's a lot. And having that kind of tone it down is really nice. So that's what I would say I would pick. But really any tea that's or any cocktail recipe that's calling for grapefruit juice, you could work that in all the same. So that would be my recommendation for the cocktail. I don't know if beer and tea is a cocktail technically, but we're going for it today. Oops. Let's see. We have a question. When are the Supernatural, Elderflower, and Earl Grey grab bags going away? They end this month. So, we actually we're only going to have the Supernatural bags for a couple of weeks. And Jenna, and I think, was just as surprised as the rest of us at how popular they have been. So, we've had it up a lot longer than we were anticipating, mostly because we can't keep up with all the requests for them. But definitely Elderflower bags, Earl Grey bags, and Supernatural bags are all going away at the end of the month. So if you've heard about those or something about those sounds interesting to you, be sure to pop over and grab one now or before the end of the month. So you have a couple of weeks. Let's see, I have a question about Refer a Friend, which we were talking about earlier. So Refer a Friend, which is, for those of you who just joined us, if you go into the My Account area of the website, which is a link in the upper right-hand corner of the site, you can get a code to share with friends, and they get a discount, and if they use it, you get a free tea. And so the question is, where do people put the code if they're joining the tea club instead? You just put it in the How Did You Hear About Us box. The tea club doesn't really have like a coupon box, it's more of a registration form. So you can just put it in the Refer a Friend, and Jan, our customer happiness magician, will take care of it. We actually have had several of those already, so yeah, bring them in. Let's see. I'm just scrolling. I see we got some more questions coming in from the feed. Amy asks, the dark tea hearts, how many of them equal 1 teaspoon? So Amy, this is like a pu'er cake. So if those of you who haven't seen it, it's a little cute heart, and it's pu'er, and pu'er is generally sold in these huge kind of circles or bricks. And you use what's called a tea knife, it's actually a thing, to kind of shave off the tea and brew that in a teapot or just a single serving. And so we have the heart, so you can kind of get that experience without having to buy like a huge brick and have a tea knife and all of that stuff. That's very intimidating if you've never done that before. So the hearts, you just want to throw in like a small teapot, and you can get several cups out of that. It's also caffeinated, so you don't want to do that before bed because you're not going to sleep, and you might have to get up and pee all through the night. So definitely put that in a teapot. Melissa says we need some dog tins too, please. I'm a dog person. I'm actually allergic to cats, so I don't like cats. A cat that's made of aluminium or tin, I'm doing okay with, but I'm severely allergic to cats, so I'm a dog person. So I would love dog tins. I just never see them. And we've been trying to get companies to make designs for us specifically, and I think everybody's just kind of slammed with being more difficult to make things right now, and demand and supply being kind of a little out of whack. So I agree though with Melissa, dog tins will be awesome. Maybe we can do some dog mugs as a temporary measure. Kimberly asked, do you ever have made a tea that just didn't work out? It sounded good, you tried it and it was a nope. For sure, especially in the beginning. I would say now, though, it doesn't happen very often. I'm pretty good at guessing these things. It's a very relevant question for me. I have probably tasted through, I don't know, 46 teas the last 2 weeks. I have to prepare the Advent calendar right now. I am working on the tea club, and we work. I try to do 6 to 12 at a time. It's easier that way. I know it sounds like a lot, but just to make sure that we have everything ordered in time and that everything is ready to go, I work way ahead on that. And so I've been doing a lot of recipes, and I don't really, I haven't done anything that's just terrible. The things I usually am testing are cold versus hot, and I'm looking at, say it's something with mint, which just is like a very powerful flavor. So, a little bit of mint, a medium amount of mint, a lot of mint, you're kind of adjusting as I go. So that's the more of what I'm kind of focused on. I think after you do it a while, and I've been doing it years now, you just don't have that many utter fails. I mean, I definitely have had people send me things that they would like us to carry or try, and they're terrible. But I'm not going to slander anybody on the live. So, Sure. So we had a question about Advent calendars. So if you missed those last year, they are probably the highlight of our holiday season and the detriment of our production department because they spend weeks on everyone doing Advent. So an Advent calendars kind of have various traditional traditions, but for us, it's just a fun way to kind of count down to Christmas Day. And what it is, it's a packet with 24 or 25 teas, and they're usually about half teas made just for the calendar, and then half of teas featured in our shop. We do a lot of the ones from our shop, so that a lot of people get these for gifts, and so they can try things that they can reorder all the time and find new favorites. And then we have ones that are just available for a limited time. So we still have a ways to go for Advent, and we publish that for pre-order in October, and then they get shipped out in November, and then you enjoy it in December. And so it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of ritual behind it. We even have kind of fabric backings that go behind, and then you put the teas in the little pockets. And we're one of the few people as well that we ship the teas in like privacy sleeves, so it just says like day 1, day 2, day 3, and you can't see the tea. So some of them, you have to have somebody hide the tea for you so you don't see it. Whereas this one, you open it up and it's got all the days and you can't see it. And so that's a little bit about Advent. Something to look forward to. If you do a dive on our social media history, you can see some photos. So. Let's see. Emily asked, seasonally, do you bring the same tea back? For example, a Christmas tea or a fall tea that returns every year, or are they always new? That's a good question, Emily. I would say in this time frame, they're usually mostly the same. Sometimes what we do is something that just didn't sell well before, we won't bring it back, and we'll try to introduce something different that's been asked for a lot. But as far as I know, this year, the fall teas, which start in September, and you guys, September is 2 weeks away. Can you believe that? It's like crazy. The fall teas are pretty much the same, with some additions, and then the same thing for Christmas. Mostly the same, with some additions. So, and Christmas teas come out November 1st, along with holiday accessories. That's a good question, Melissa. So Suzanne makes a great point. So they're filming the rest of the Supernatural series. So if those of you who don't watch Supernatural, you can ignore this part. Go refill the kettle for a second. They're filming the end of the Supernatural series, and so I know that many of us on the team are really looking forward to that. So Jenna and I did talk about putting something out for the finale. So we won't reveal anything today because we haven't decided. I guess it depends on when it is. and it doesn't seem clear when they're going to post that, but looking forward to the finale and looking forward to having something to celebrate it with. But for now, if you're wanting the trio bags that we have in the store, get those ASAP. Let's see. Karen asks, if you order a grab bag, do you look at the profile for exceptions before filling the grab bag? So the grab bags, if you have allergies, are no-go. The bags are prepared and put into our picking area where the shippers pick the cart for their orders. So when a shipper is making an order, that bag is already shut. So if you have allergies, it's a no-go. Grab bags are no-go. Unfortunately, that's just, it's too hard to just make them on the fly, so we make them in batches because they're pretty highly discounted already. So if you have allergies, unfortunately that is not a good choice. So we have a couple more. I'm just seeing what time it is. Only 4:30. Aaron asks for Advent, if there's going to be an all-herbal one. I don't know yet. I've just started working on that calendar. I had to finish the fall teas first because September is 2 weeks away. And then we're already ordering all the things for the holidays. And some of those come further away than others. And so I just haven't backed my way into that calculation yet. I know that that's what some people have been wanting. And so if we can do it, we can. But it's probably the most labor-intensive thing that we do. It's a tremendous effort because you think about it. I think last year we cut it off at 1,000 calendars, and it's 24 days long, and so that's 24,000 teas that need to be prepared and packaged, and then packaged again, and then packaged to ship, and then shipped. So it's pretty crazy. So just don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. So. Let's see. Thank you, Shirley. We'd love to see new faces, and so thank you for joining us, especially here on the lives. Diane is excited about pumpkin spice. That's definitely on the list for the fall teas. I think we'd have a riot on our hands if we didn't include it. I was just seeing that Starbucks was going to do their PSLs soon, so sounds like we're all in the same boat about moving right along to the fall. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hey Jude, I'm glad you like the privacy envelopes. I just think it's nice so that you don't have to ruin the surprise, and you can kind of get it organized however you want to organize it. That's what I love about that calendar, is even if you just get the kit that has the teas, people make such beautiful arrangements and ways to organize the calendar, so I think that's really fun. Let's see, I'm just scrolling through the feed here. It's nice to see some new faces, so I really appreciate seeing all the new people, and then of course our regulars, of course. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Appreciate your comments. That's very nice of you. Careful, Becky. Our production manager might take you up on Becky's offering to work for tea to fill Advent calendar packages. So careful what you ask for there. We might end up putting you to work. You have to wear a mask. Let's see. Jill's asking any thoughts on Plum Deluxe teapots and teaware. Kieran is actually working on that as we speak, so we will see what we find. Kimberly says she is ready for fall weather, bonfires, and goodies. You know, I love summer. I love hanging out in the hammock. I love being warm. I love all that. But at the same time, fall is pretty great too. It's beautiful and lots of things to look forward to. Hey, Anne, thank you for joining us. You didn't miss anything because after the live is over, it takes a little while, but it will post to our feed, and you can watch from the beginning. Because you did miss, we put some T10. I did some T10 demos, so those are at the beginning of the at the beginning of the recording. So just as soon as you see it posted, just hop on over and watch the beginning. All right, well, last call for questions before we wrap up. I do want to just say we've been doing a lot of virtual events this month, and it seems like everyone's been having a really good time. And we've been trying a lot of different things. Laura did a live broadcast of music. We had the Cuppies, which was the virtual award show. We're doing our usual Q&A, and we've had cocktail battles. So it's great that people are taking advantage of those. I know that Jenna and Kieran, I keep bringing them up because they deserve lots of praise this month, have been doing just busting their butts to put together that program for you. So if you haven't attended any virtual event, you attended this one, but if you're listening along on the recording, be sure to check out some of the other things that have been going on this month, because there's been some great events. And if you're not sure, Diane mentions book club. Yes, book club's happening too. So if you're wondering about those, you can go to plumdeluxe.com/love, and it has a listing of all the official events. And then if you're not, you should join our Facebook group, Plum Deluxe Tea Lovers. And there's a lot of features of some of the different events and things going on as well. So awesome. Well, guys, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for being our amazing customers. Customer Appreciation Month means a lot to us, and you guys just sticking with us with everything going on this year. This has been just a great community that we have going on, and I appreciate that everyone is really supporting each other and helping each other get through that. And so nicely done to all of us. We'll be doing another Q&A middle of the month. Next month we'll have it posted in the Facebook feed, so you can keep an eye out for that. Next month's theme is self-care. It's Self-Care September, and so I think that's something we all could use a little more of this year. And so the entire month we'll be talking about self-care strategies and tips to relax and take better care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of other people. So with that said, I'm going to leave it with that. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us today, and if you joined us via the recording, we're sorry that we missed you live, but we're still happy that you're here, and we'll see you next time on the Q&A. Take care, everybody.